The hello to the YouTube. Okay. Hi. Anyway, hi. Okay. As you should know, if you are a fan of my videos, I don't know if you are. If you aren't, subscribe. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, yeah. But anyway, as you should know, if you are a fan of mine, I got Gears of War 1 like 4 days ago, 3 days ago. I don't even remember. It was Saturday and today's Monday, so yeah, like 2 days ago. That wasn't long ago. But I beat it on Sunday. And then I played a little bit of the versus mode against my friend, and it wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Kind of like the versus mode was decent. I still prefer Uncharted, but you know, that out of the way. Uncharted. I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. This in no way changed my opinion on Uncharted versus Gears. No, actually no. This kind of changed my opinion a little. This kind of made Gears a little less up there. I promised myself I wouldn't give this game below a 6 though. So, you know that it's not going to get below a 6. 6.1! No, I'm just kidding. No, okay, seriously, let's get down to the review. Now, graphics, I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. The graphics are really good. I mean, the graphics are pretty nice. I mean, there was some graphical hiccups here and there, but I mean, what game doesn't have those? But, on the comparison from Uncharted 1, Gears of War 1, I still say Uncharted 1 a little bit up there. I'm not being fanboy here. I'm being straight up 100% serious. I have a 360 and a PS3, so no more fanboy. No more I swear. But yeah, the graphics were really good. I'm not gonna lie. For their time, they were great. So I'm just gonna get that out of the way. They looked really nice. There was a lot of explosions and stuff, and there was a lot of big monsters. It looked great. It looked fine. I mean, there was nothing wrong with them, except for the fact that there was one scene I was like in this like cave, and there was like slime, like little lakes of slime. I would shoot them, and instead of making ripples, it would. When I shot it, it acted as if it was like rock. I don't know if it was actually like fossil or something, but if it was actually like solid, but it didn't look solid. It looked like it was like rippling a little bit. Like not when I shot it, just like overall, but like when I shot it, it looked like it was like rock when I shot it. It just looked weird. That's just like a little thing I had. But besides that, the graphics are pretty nice, and so I've got not really any complaints there. So graphics, great. Now, yeah, there was a little technical hiccups here and there, but, whatever. And the game was mainly red and, like, black or gray. Like, red and some dark color. It wasn't very vibrant at all. I mean, there was a couple scenes here and there that had, some slight different colors. But, I mean, it wasn't anything as whoa. I mean, it wasn't whoa. But anyway, just get that out of the way. Now, on to the story. Yes, I believe there was a story. Honestly, I could barely tell there was a story at all. I'm not even kidding. The story was terrible. That was, ugh. It had horrible storytelling. I didn't give a crap about the characters. Now, people are saying, oh, in Killzone the story's terrible. No, And these are the same people that I heard say that Gears had a good story. I didn't care. I didn't care anything about the characters. The characters were nothing. I mean, they were just characters that I was playing as. It didn't mean anything. The story was basically non-existent because I had no clue what was going on. I was listening to all the cutscenes, everything. I barely had any idea what was going on. I was trying to gather something. Like, all I know is there's a war between the Locust and the Cogs. That's it. Or the humans. I don't know. Online it said Cog, so I guess that's their name, Cog. C-O-G. That's what I'm going to guess. But yeah. That's all I knew. That there was a war between them, and that's it. The story was god-awful. I'm just going to get that out of the way. Because it was almost non-existent. Ugh. I'm just saying. Anyway, now on to the gameplay. Now the game took me. It's a game of 5 acts. Acts are like chapters or missions. Something like that. It's just like 5 acts, and each act took me about an hour and 10 minutes. Not even. So I'm gonna say not even an hour and 10 minutes. Like an hour. So I'm gonna say that game was about 5.5 hours, which isn't bad. But for a third-person game, I expect a little bit more. Because I've sort of noticed a reoccurring thing. Third-person games, long. First-person games, towards the short. And, because, I mean, something like Metal Gear Solid, long. White Knight Chronicles, crazy long. Uncharted, crazy. Or Uncharted was like 10 hours. Uncharted 1 was like 10 to 11 hours. Your first playthrough. This took me about 5, my first playthrough, on the easiest difficulty. I will say that. And on Uncharted, it was also the easiest difficulty. It took me about 5. Or it took me about 11. So the length of this game wasn't mind-blowing, but... And I definitely wouldn't pay $60 for it. But all I paid was 5, so for, $1 each hour. Ah. But yeah, so it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terribly short, but for a third-person game, I kind of expect a little more. Now, I know I'm dissing on this game, but I did say it had good graphics. No, but yeah, so the story, blech. Length of the game, this was on the easy, maybe on hardcore, it's a little longer, I can guess, because I noticed that Killzone 3 was crazy. It was like 4.5 hours on the easiest difficulty, and then on regular it took me about 6. So, maybe hardcore does have a good bit of length to it, but that's just Deathlink. So, whatever. Now, onto the actual gameplay. The actual gameplay is kind of like Uncharted. Take away the platforming and take away the puzzles. So basically all it is cover and shoot. That's the main gameplay element of this game. The cover system wasn't that good to me. It had a lot of faults in the cover system. Like you would try to get behind cover and then go in front of the wall, and go into a door, because there was cover and then a door and then another cover. You would get in behind that cover and try to go into the door, but it would switch you to the other cover, and then it'd switch you back to the other cover, and then you'd finally give it. It was just it had a lot of bugs. The cover system. I can tell they really tried to make it in depth and really nice and easy to use, but it didn't really work too well. I got stuck behind cover a lot, and sometimes it wouldn't let me into the right cover. You had to be looking. Your character basically had to be facing towards the cover that you wanted to get into. Because I know something in Uncharted. I'm sorry to keep comparing this, but people have been telling me this is the Uncharted of the 360, so that's why I'm comparing it to that. In Uncharted, even when you're facing away from the cover, if you aim your joystick at that cover and then roll to it, you'll get behind that cover that you wanted to get behind. In this, your character has to be facing the cover. You can't roll back into it. You have to be facing it and get into it. It's a little weird, but that aside, the cover system wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I've seen worse cover systems. Now, the shooting was fine. The blind fire worked fantastic. Aim down sight worked fantastic. Everything was great. All the guns felt really fun and good to use. And all that. Yeah, it felt great to use. And now I do have one complaint with the controls. And one, that's it. The controls, besides the cover thing and this other thing that I'm about to mention, the controls were perfectly fine. Now, they did... Okay, on the Xbox 360 controller, they used A. And if you don't know what the 360 controller is, I'll compare it to the PS3 controller, X. They used X for the PS3 controller, or you could say A for the 360 controller for run, roll, get behind cover, and get out of cover. Now, there was about 2 buttons unused on the controller that they could have used for run. The left joystick, when you click it, you know how most first-person shooters, L3 is to run? They easily could have done that in this game, because there was nothing for L3, but no, they were just you know what? Let's put A as run. Brilliant. No. Nuh-uh. L3 had nothing on it. Nothing. Blech, nothing. I just mind-blowing that they picked A for run over L3. And you kind of have to run sometimes, unless you just feel because it's got a kind of weight system, it's got a kind of weight system to where you walk really slow unless you're running. So you walk really slow, and even in a battle, you walk crazy slow. Again, comparing it to Uncharted, sorry. In Uncharted, your guy, he kind of jogs when he's not in battle, but when he starts to get shot at, he starts running. You don't have to click a button. When you're in battle, he starts running on his own. No. In this game, in Gears, your guy's just walking. When he gets shot at, he's just walking. It's ridiculous. I don't know whose idea it was to make A run and there to be no kind of automatic, at least kind of automatic jog in fight scenes, but no. No, he was just, they were just like, you know what? We're gonna do this and it's gonna work. Yeah. No, sorry, it didn't. But besides that, controls were perfectly fine. I mean, I had nothing else wrong with them. And the gameplay was pretty fun. I mean, I'll give it that. I mean, it was really fun. It did remind me a little bit of Uncharted, the cover and shoot. But it didn't have any of the climbing or any of the puzzles that Uncharted had, which honestly made Uncharted, it made it fun. And I heard another thing where people were saying, oh, Uncharted copies Gears cover system. One, Uncharted released a week after Gears of War 1. Uncharted 1 released a week after Gears of War 1, so no, it didn't copy it. And two, Uncharted did it better. Simple as that. Sorry, they did. But I mean, I'm going to give this game a fair rating. It was very enjoyable when I was playing it. Besides the fact that the story was non-existent and there was just a couple problems with the controls. Besides that, the game was great. I mean, it was really fun to play. I loved it. And the versus mode, I'm sure it would have been fun if I would have played online. But just playing with my one friend, I was kind of owning him because he doesn't really play, he doesn't really play many third-person shooters. He's mainly playing WoW, World of Warcraft. So, I was kind of owning him, and he was kind of getting a little angry, so he kind of, rage quit. So yeah, that wasn't very fun for me, but it would have been fun if I would have had someone to play against. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and give this game a rating. I'm going to have to say, like, honestly, just because of all the faults that it had, I'm very sorry I have to do this, but I'm going to have to say a 6.5. I'm not saying I don't like this game, because this game is pretty fun, but there's just so many problems with the game. I mean, it's short. It's short for a third-person game. The story sucked terribly, and there was those two kind of big problems with the controls, because it was really annoying. Now, I'm not saying don't go pick this up if you have a 360, because I'm sure everybody that has a 360 already has this, but if you don't have this and you have a 360, I would suggest picking it up, because it's only $4 or like $5. It's really cheap and worth playing. Now, you know what? Yeah, 6.5. Because I also have to say something else. The AI, and I'm not talking the Locust AI, they were fine. But I'm talking about your team AI, were retarded. Dom was the biggest idiot I have ever met. He would sit there, and he would get out of cover and just stand there. Stand in front of me. When I was shooting, he'd get in front of me and stop. And I had to revive him 500 times in the game, because he was like in the Berserker scenes, he would get right in front of the Berserker when it ran, and then I would die and have to restart the Berserker scene. That scene pissed me off, because he just kept on getting right in front of the Berserker and just, how stupid can you be? Come on. God, that scene, the first Berserker scene literally took me 35 minutes, or no, 35 minutes. I could have been watching TV instead of freaking doing that miserable piece of crap. I wish I would have been playing it in split screen, because in split screen, Dom is another human being. Thank God. But no. I got stuck with the stupid AI. So yes, I am leaving it at 6.5. I'm sorry, this game is fun, yes, but it's got way too many problems. The story alone took it down to an 8. That's how bad it was. No, more like a 7.5, because there was no story. They could have at least tried. I had no clue what was going on. Anyway, guys, I will see you later. Bye.